Create a life of entrepreneurial freedom with insights from successful creatives, entrepreneurs, and investors. Discover how they overcame challenges and turned their biggest dreams into reality. They share their personal success playbook so you can build the business and life you truly want. Welcome to Passion Millionaire, the podcast by Robert Roth. Rock and roll your dreams.
Welcome to today's episode of the Passion Millionaire Podcast. Totally different topic today. I'm very excited. We just had a really energetic pre-discussion to figure out what serves you best. And today is all about the scoremachine.com. That's a platform for entrepreneurs that are actually looking to expand their business and they need to free up some extra cash flow for some small investments or maybe even a little bigger investments, but want to make them without going through a lengthy process of whatever the banks would do with you in order to give you money. He has a different route, which is a great fit for investments like whatever. If you want to buy a truck now, or if you need an oven for your pizza company, you need to pay payroll right now. You need a relatively quick fix. This is a very interesting angle about how to get credit. So therefore, I'm excited to introduce to you Ali Badi. Welcome. Please let us know your story. How did you get into this? And then let's dig into all the details.
Robert, how are you? Thank you for having me on the podcast today. Let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. I started as a serial entrepreneur from the age of 12. My father had me hustling Nextel cases, cell phone cases out of my suitcase, backpack, whatever you guys want to call it, out of my luggage when I was in school. And as I kept going, I kept growing in business. After I got out of high school, I went to college to become an attorney. Never made it. Is what it is. So I found this lovely industry called credit. And when I got into the industry of credit, I started to understand and look at how the banks thought. Why the banks thought the way that they looked. And then I realized the industry could be made better. We can actually be working on behalf of the people. And the way that we work on behalf of the people is by actually building a software with an AI that gets them to go into funding, gets them ready. So our job is to actually prepare you for the next phase that you want to do, whether you're a tax professional, accountant, you're a business owner that's looking to come in just for yourself, whatever way that you're looking to come through the door, we're looking to help you get ready to go to the bank to get funded. Because when you go to the bank, the worst thing that you can hear is you're not approved. When you know why, before you walk into the bank, you can fix it so you can go into the bank and know you're approved every single time.
Mm-hmm. So you have a way of doing that. Maybe let us know how you're doing that.
So when we developed the score machine was developed in that basis of pulling the credit report from a third-party agency. We'd like to pull a FICO score from a specialty company called My Score IQ. We pull that. That's a third-party agency. We pull that FICO score from there. We put it into our AI platform. Our AI platform starts to read the credit in its entirety. We give a few different pointers on the sense of what it is. So for some banks will look for a 680 credit score. We're not going for a 680 credit score. Being at the tip is just to get funding is not where you want to be. You want to be over. Because if you're over, you have a buffer zone, because if the bank looks at your 680 and now you pull an inquiry and it drops your credit score, guess what? You're not getting approved for any more funding. But say instead of being at 680, you're at 700, 720. What happens? When they pull that inquiry does nothing to your credit score. It's going to lower it a little bit. When I mean it does nothing totally, it's going to lower it a little bit.
10 points.
Yeah, but instead of lowering it tremendously, it lowers it a little bit. That doesn't affect you, so you can keep applying. You can keep getting funds. So that's the whole point of it, is to look at that thing, keep getting funds, keep getting money, keep getting to where you want to be. And if you don't get to where you want to be, well, let's know why right off the bat. And that's the key. And then we'll know, are you over leveraged on inquiries? Do you have you spent too much money on your credit cards or previous loans, or do you have too much debt out? Is your credit score not enough? Do you have the comparables that the bank is looking for? What people don't understand is comparables. What does that mean? Do you have other cards or other things that you've done with the banking industry that gives you the idea to be able to pull that money out for the bank? If you have no products and you do everything with cash and then walk into the bank one day and say, hey, Mr. Banker, give me some money, he's going to look at you and say, well, what? Well, what? You got no products. You got no nothing. He's like, yeah, here's $100 credit card. Go have fun. But if you have cards, you have consistent payments, you have the right debt to income ratio, you have all this stuff that put together, all of a sudden now you built a file that is risk looks at it and says, oh, wow, this is a good file to fund. They're going to keep paying us back. And guess what happens? They're going to give you the money. They're going to give you the opportunity to go out and do what needs to be done. And we are really looking forward to getting people to do that. We're really looking forward to bringing people to that level to go in and get that money. We fund $60,000 like it's nothing. And when I say we fund, we match institutionally with the institutions that are giving $60,000 out like it's nothing, like it's cake water. So if we're matching you with an institution just upon just looking at your credit score and we're matching you, you're getting 60 grand. Who doesn't need another $60,000 right now to build their extra part of their business? Personally, to actually go personally and add a little more money to actually pay down some debt, to work where you needed it to go, to start the business that you need to start. Who doesn't need that? I mean, me. I always take it when they're giving it.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing also, it's not your only approach to go through, an alternative route to find credit in case somebody needs it, but also you do go through normal banks or institutions, but you make sure to look at the credit profile first and figure out, okay, is there anything that actually needs fixing? Is that a healthy credit, like a credit report that you have, or is it not? And then does it need fixing? Do you help them to fix it also in case it does need fixing?
So I do have something called in the score machine called the credit war map. The credit war map breaks down each part of your profile. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So step 1, your inquiries. You can go through your inquiries, and there's a chat GPT that we created inside. It's called the Inquiry Exterminator. It goes in. It'll help you write the letters to get rid of your inquiries. That's step 1. Step 2, go into credit repair. So since we're not a credit repair organization, we're FTC compliant and CFPB compliant. We don't have credit repair in our system. We don't charge for credit repair. So we'll send you off to one of our third-party vendors who can help you do it yourself. Now, it's not about paying somebody to do it. This is about you doing it yourself, you getting to where you need to do so you don't have to pay somebody else. Thousands upon thousands of dollars are wasted paying somebody else to do something you can do in a matter of minutes. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, ChatGPT, all these other programs are out here. We found the best ones. We put them to use for you. That's the credit repair. After the credit repair, it's pay downs. The basic thing that comes down is people don't realize to get your credit fixed, sometimes you just got to pay your bills. Well, I don't got the money to pay my bills. But if you pay this, you get access to more money. Maybe going to Starbucks is not the best thing. Maybe eating out 5 times a week is not the best thing. Maybe cooking in. I don't know what it is that you got to do. Save money. That's the key. Save a couple extra bucks. Pay those cards down. What happens is pay those loans, pay those cards down. Guess what happens? Credit score starts to naturally go higher. If you do everything that we do, and we tell you, your credit score should be high. It should be high. Now, legally by law, I'm not going to say how high it should be because I don't want to put myself in trouble because this is out there for professionals, but it should be high. Potentially, you can have a 700 in front of your credit score. Potentially, you can have an 800. But just to give you that right aspect, if you do it, 7 or 8 is possible very, very easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super interesting, and also an important fact to point out, that you are actually helping people that are in trouble with their credit also to actually head into the right direction, fix it. And also, I'm hearing you're helping them also fix some of the financial habits that might have gotten them in trouble, which is an extremely healthy thing that I'm a proponent as well. Like, take care of your finances, right? No matter credit, no credit, right? Build finances. That is 100% a healthy thing to do in life. Stack finances and have money available, and it will make life a lot easier. It solves problems. So therefore, that's great to hear that you are helping with that part. Let's say now, either you have a person in front of you that you have helped, or with your partners have helped to fix the finances, or it's a person that already you look at the credit score and you see like, hey, totally healthy profile, excellent. So you have the goal of getting funding of, for example, 60,000, as you already had mentioned, to grow your business for a certain type of investment. How would you actually go ahead and match that person to the right institution?
So the software does it with the AI.
Mhm.
Automatically
So
does it with
how does the software know?
Oh, well.
What is happening there?
So I was an underwriter. For a short period of time, I was an underwriter, and I learned how the banks look at files. So when I became an underwriter, once you know what the bank is looking for, then you go to the institution. I am conservative based on my number. We call them Cinderella files. Okay? So what's a Cinderella file? These are perfect files. If you do what I said, okay, perfect example, this weekend. This weekend I was in Dallas, Texas, right? I was at an event in Dallas, Texas. We had 20 people come up to the booth. When they had to come up to the booth, pull the credit report, pull them in, right? As soon as the credit report comes in, right? And we see that you have all the criterias matched, everything's green, right? We know whatever bank we put you through, you're getting approved.
Mhm.
So all the software has to do, because it's on a conservative basis with the numbers, all the software has to do is just match you with an institution.
Mhm.
So what happens is, let's use American Express as the example. American Express requires a client to have a strong credit report. Well, what's a strong credit report look like? Anything above 720, okay? Under 10% utilization, okay? Under 30%. Everything's always under 30% utilization, but under 10% utilization is a major key, okay? And then whatchamacallit, then it doesn't want you to have a massive amount of inquiries, okay? It wants you to have your comparable credit. You have all these numbers, you go to American Express, you can pull 4 cards from American Express in that one round.
Oh,
So
wow.
if I can pull 4 cards with one inquiry,
Mhm.
each of them are $25,000, I just got $100,000.
Mhm.
I just literally got $100,000. Forget about American Express and that thing. Say you go to Bank of America allows you 2.
Mhm.
If I get 2 at 25,000, I just made 50. Well, I have 1 inquiry from American Express, 1 inquiry from Bank of America, I just got $150,000 right there.
Mhm.
That's simple.
Which cards
But
would you get from American Express if you would make that move happen?
so you start with, depending on the client, this is now when you're sitting down having a conversation with the client. Client doing well in business is a client just getting started. You wouldn't do with American Express. You wouldn't do a platinum card that costs an annual fee of $900. You wouldn't do that with a client that's just getting started. So what you would do is you would work with, okay, maybe Blue Cash and Blue Rewards, just to get that under the business. You could
What
do
about the Plus? I'm
what
hearing
happened?
that makes a. What about the Plus? Blue Cash Plus? There's,
Yes,
or am I wrong?
Blue Cash Plus is a annual card. It's gonna give you a little extra on cash back, but I like to keep it free at the beginning, and then you can always upgrade later in the future. But you could do Blue Cash and Blue Cash Plus,
Mhm.
so you
What
can
I'm
get
hearing, you can
yeah
get both. Okay, what I'm
yeah
hearing is if you get the Plus, they
mhm.
might give you a higher limit right of the get-go, and then you have the first year free, if I recall correctly, and then you
Yeah.
cancel that, and then you get the normal one, and you still have the higher limit. Maybe that's wrong, but that's something I've heard.
I haven't heard of that one, I'll be honest with you, because what we try to do is we try not to get the people that we work with cancel any cards. Because
Mhm.
if you're canceling a trade line, so if you
Yeah, if
cancel
it's an
that,
early one especially, then it's a problem, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
Yes, that's the key. So say I pull a credit card, I have 1 year of age on it, right? Now I just lowered my average age of my whole account. This is
Yep.
why the software works. The average age that to get the perfect credit score is 12 and a half years. So
Mhm.
all your cards need to be 12 and a half years old to get the perfect 850 credit score. Well, to get that perfect credit score, you need to have 12 and a half years. But every time I pull a new card, that average age goes down. Well, what happens if I go and run that play that you just said? If I run that play and now I just lowered my age down, I went a year and then I just got it. Now I'm starting the new one at a year below. Just
Mhm.
stay with where you're at, but always start with the free.
Yeah.
Always start with the free one. What's the extra? I think the extra is like 4 times cash back on certain items for up to $5,000. Is
Yeah.
that if
So
that really worth it for you? Just go out and get it right from the jump. Get it from the
yeah.
beginning.
Yep. Makes sense. So if you wanted to get those 4 Amex cards, then it would be the blue one and then the other 3 ones.
So you have Blue Cash
Mhm.
rewards. If you get the cash preferred, that's one. They have the everyday card, which I think they switched the name of. I haven't done this in a while. I'll be honest with you, with the American Express, I haven't done it in a while. Then you have your gold card and your platinum card. My suggestion is this is how I work it. This is how I do it. Platinum card if you have the ability to. Amex Gold card if you have the ability to, then you want to get the Delta Sky Miles Gold card. That the Sky Mile Gold card is going to give you a boatload. They're going to give you between $20,000 and $25,000 because airline flights are expensive. So they're going to give you more of an opportunity that every time you spend a flight, they don't want your to tank your credit score every time you get on a flight.
Yeah.
So that one, and then I would get a Blue Cash or a Blue Preferred card, either or. I would. That's what I have. That's my stack. That's what I utilize, and it
So
works for me.
yeah, and to point that out one more time to make sure that comes through clearly. Like that's a way to get a good amount of credit, like as you just mentioned, 6 figures even by not going to a traditional bank and then going through a potentially lengthy or paperwork heavy process. You apply for credit cards, and then if you do it the right way, then you can actually get quite a good amount of credit pretty easily and quickly.
Mm-hmm. And that's the key. That's like American Express is only one. And a lot of people every person that's in this industry will have their own thing to tell you. The software does it its own way. My personal thing is I do what works for me. What works for me may not work for you. That's why I'm not in the funding game. I don't say I'm a funder. I don't tell you we do funding because we don't. I match you with the institution. You go pick what works for you. You may not travel, so why do you need a platinum card? Why do you need a Delta Sky Miles card? You just need cash back. So work on a cashback card.
Mhm.
And that's the key. So take a look at what works for you. The system's built out. It's got over 8,950 products inside of it from
Oh,
over 2,200, 2,300. Actually, you know what? If you bear with me 1 second,
mhm.
I can look up the actual number. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to log in.
Yeah.
With that while we're talking, I can give the actual numbers. But I'm very adamant about making sure that we have the right stuff for the clients and that the clients are going through and getting exactly what they need, because if they don't get what they need, they're not gonna be happy with their experience. And we're not Credit Karma. I'm not here giving you a bad score or bad thing. I'm actually giving you what you're looking for. Um, what I mean, I'm giving you what you're looking for is Credit Karma only pulls from 2 bureaus. So how are you supposed to know if you get approved for anything on the other side? I got the banks. 2,341 banks or institutions, 8,621 institutional products.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's
Quite a
inside of the
lot.
software. I just logged in to
Yep.
get that
Yep.
number because we have people going in looking at institutions every day and seeing if they've added new products and things like that. So it's
Mhm. But
updating daily.
updated. Yeah, interesting. And also when somebody would use your software, then you said, if I got it right, that it's also pulling the credit score. So would that be a hard pull? Would that be a soft pull?
Soft pull. Soft
It's
pull
a soft
because
pull. So no effect on your credit score. Basically, that's what
bingo.
it. Yeah.
We use a third-party agency that doesn't allow you to have any negative done to your account. So that's the good part. It'll soft pull the credit. Once it's soft pull the credit and you have access to that site, you come into our site, you just put your username, password, and with the one that we recommend, the FICO score one, you have to put the last four of your social. That's it. Puts that in, pulls it inside of the software once for verification process, and then the AI goes crazy.
Yeah,
AI.
I'm actually interested to learn a detail now that I have an opportunity to ask you this. Like, why are some institutions, let's say credit card institutions, just using a soft pull for certain things, and for other things, maybe they're using a hard pull? Like, what is really the difference? Like, I assume they only seen a part of the information at the soft pull,
Money.
at that okay? Or okay, so how does it work? I'm really curious about that one.
So when I was doing, at one point last year, I was working on becoming a data furnisher. So when I got in with Experian, we did all the background checks, we did everything. I started to actually be able to pull credit. So to pull a individual report cost $1, right? Just to give you that idea, cost $1.
Okay.
That is a hard pull. I don't remember what the exact number was, but I'm just going to hard pull a file was like $8 or $9 to soft pull. It was like $8 or $9, while a hard pull was $1.
Okay, why is that? Why is that different?
It's the same exact credit report
Okay.
because a soft pull doesn't ding the file. Because it doesn't ding the file, it doesn't show that the lender on the other side that you're looking for money.
Yeah, exactly.
So if it doesn't show the lender that you're looking for money and you don't have anything, you went to 100 lenders before the one lender approved you, they don't know that you're in a bad situation.
So basically, that's an insight that I find really interesting. So basically, credit card institutions, for example, would use a soft pull when they maybe have a different credit person profile that they are giving out those cards to. And they maybe know those might be people that are shopping around a bit more. So it makes sense for them. And they have a higher probability to win them as a client. That would be one scenario, or does that not make sense? Or why would there's both. Why would a credit card company invest in a soft pull? That's maybe the question behind that.
So a credit card company is not going to invest in a soft pull. They don't want a soft pull. They want hard pull.
Yeah.
Because first and foremost, they want to let the other institution say, hey, look, this guy's coming asking for money.
Yep.
Okay. Don't give him money because he asked me. He asked that guy. He asked that guy. He asked that guy. But who wants a soft pull? Somebody that's not utilizing that, like the companies that use the credit companies that are using to pull their credits to fix their credit, run through credit repair. Those third-party agencies. Then you have, I'm going to give you another one. Soft pull is usually like when they're looking for your renter, somebody that wants to rent a home, right? Or rent an apartment. Why do I have to ding on a hard pull? All I want to do is make sure that this guy does not have a 400 credit score. So they don't need to ding you on that sense when they're just looking to see the type of person you are, which that makes sense. But the bank wants to ding you all day long.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the bank wants to ding you all day long. They're not here to help you. They want to hurt you. They want to make sure that say, stop. This person's asked for too much money. Don't give them money. That's called it's risk. It's risk assessment. That's what it is. So that's why they want to do those hard pulls. That's why it costs more money for the soft pull. But let's be real. If I'm in the game, I want soft pull all day long.
Yeah.
I want soft pull all day long. I don't want the other institutions knowing. I want to just do what I need to do. And that's why your first question that should be asked, is this a soft pull? Are you doing a soft pull? Yes? Yep. Great. I want to do business with you. Mm-hmm. If you're not doing a soft pull, I don't want to do business with you. Like every car dealership, you ever try to get a car in the United States?
Personally, I did not know.
All right, let me tell you this. This is freaking the worst scam in the world. Ready?
Okay.
When you go to the car dealership, I'm serious about it. It's the worst scam in the world. This is what they do. They have a software that you sign, right? To say to pull your inquiry, right?
Mm-hmm.
they'll pull 100 inquiries to get you a loan. That's why I call it a scam. One institution can run your credit report 8, 10, 20, 30 times to find the most applicable loan for you.
Okay.
I know I just messed that word up really badly.
It works.
It is what it is. But once they find that loan, then they go, oh, this loan came in at said rate. How did you find this loan at said rate? Hold on, I just saw you just dinged my credit for 40 damn inquiries across all 3 bureaus to get me that one company.
That messes your whole credit up.
Bingo.
Crazy. Yeah.
And when you go to try to remove those inquiries, they tell you can remove an auto loan inquiry, but they don't have much bearing.
Oh.
It's got nothing to do with the bearing. It's got everything to do with the inquiry. But knowing the law, you can get anything removed. I won't go too deep on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Well,
that's off on another tangent.
Yeah. So your typical client, and let's assume he's not or what happens if I go through the software? Like, am I only dealing with the software, right? Or am I dealing with somebody in person and as well on a call or in some email exchange or something like that? Like, walk us through the process that typically would happen for somebody who's looking. Let's recall business owner looking to expand the business and therefore needs to free up some cash flow and find whatever amount, 5, 50 or 100.
So Monday through Friday, we have 5 classes. 7 p.m. EST that you can join up every single night. It's free. It doesn't cost you any extra money. You pay as soon as you paid your thing to get inside the software. It's absolutely free. Now you join up into the software and you can go in from there and learn about the software in its entirety. But if you need a walkthrough, there are people that work inside of the company that could do walkthroughs. There's a support number. We have a whole support team that you can pick up the phone and call at any time and go through that. But what happens is once they join one of those classes, they're usually ready to rock and roll. They're usually ready to go right there because those people have been in the industry a long time and they understand the game. And that's the key. You want to make sure you're dealing with somebody that understands the game. When you go in, you sit down in one of those classes. They're about 30 minutes. You can ask any question you want. You can go over there, like what cards you're trying to choose, where you're trying to go, where you're trying to position your business, and they'll help you out because they understand it. That's my thing. It's just understanding, like when we built those classes, we wanted the people to get in there, work it, do what they needed to, build where they needed to, and then get their questions answered. We have people that come in from all walks of life, all different type of professions. Hey, my favorite one is the pizzeria guy. Guy comes in, he's from a pizzeria. He needed to buy a new oven. Oven was on the way out, but he needed to buy a new oven, right? Had some time. He said he had like 2 or 3 months before it was gonna, the oven was gonna grenade itself, but he wanted to get he wanted to get it started. So we put him in the system. We saw that he was fundable immediately. We pushed him off to a couple of different banks, got him a couple different business credit cards, and now he has that. Now he's able to not pay a loan off, traditional loan. He pays his credit card off. Now you had talked about the 0 APR. He got the 0 APR cards, and now he's got 0 APR for 9 months on majority of the cards that he pulled. So which means he's just paying it out. Paid the card off in 6 months, and he came in. He sat down with the team. He just went in with what was matched. He looked at the cards. He'd be like, "Oh, I just selected a card, went on the website and saw it was 0 APR. I'm going to use the 0 APR card." He didn't, you can pick travel, you can pick business, you can pick whatever you want, but that's up to you to pick what you want. I made it the software like that. I made it for you to have the power, not for me to have the power, not for somebody else to have the power. You to have the power. You to pick what fits for you, your business. And that's the key. Like, for example, reason I have the American Express cards, right? And I tell you, it's a platinum card and the gold card. Gold card gives 4 times cash back on ads or 4 times points back on ads. So if I'm running a business,
best card or one of the two best? I think there's a really Chase
That,
card as well.
and
That's
then the
on
Chase,
the
and
top
the
right. Yeah.
Chase Preferred. There you go.
Yeah. Preferred. Yeah.
Three times back on the Chase Preferred, 4 times back on a gold card. And
But the gold card has a limit, I believe, right? It caps out at some point, or am I wrong about that? The 4X. At 100K or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong about
I gotta look at that. I didn't look that deep into it because I don't think I'm anywhere close to spending that yet.
Okay.
but I gotta look a little deeper into that. But you know what? At the end of the day, a lot of people that I'm talking to are not even gonna hit that right off the bat. They want. Here's the cool part. Yes, you want to know that because if you have that 4 times at 100K, you can know to move to the Chase card, and they're coming out with more that are coming into the mix. I was talking to my banker at Chase. They told us they're coming out with more cards towards businesses like that. U.S. Bank's going to come out with one. Navy Fed's going to come out with one eventually. They're all working on that, but they have to work with Meta and all those companies to get those to get that cash back rewards on them. But that's the key. 4 times cash back on a gold card.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's what you want. So even if it does, Rob, even if it does cash back at 100,000, I get 400,000 points.
Yeah. If you pay that out, then that's 4,000 in cash right there. And if you know how to use the points, then that's a lot more.
I said just thinking about that, doing the math in my head. That's what 12 months. That's 4.8 million points. 4.8 million points on American Express for the year. And now if it caps out for the year at 100,000, it's not really beneficial, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You move to a charge card, not a charge card, credit card that can do anything. Chase has got a great one. Chase Unlimited is awesome, where it works with getting high limits on that one. That's the best one. I use that for running my business. That's the best. I think the best cashback, comes with cashback. That's one of my favorites with that one. But again, you figure out what you're using it for.
Yeah, 100%. And then maybe last question for this, like who is, or second last, who is not a good fit for your portal, right? So is there somebody that might now, after hearing all of this, think, okay, great, let me check out the portal, and then really not getting any use out of that?
The person that is skeptical about credit, the person that is skeptical about leveraging other people's money, you are not built for this. If you are the person that still thinks that I do everything with my own money, I do everything with my profits, I do everything with this, or I could do everything myself, be my guest, this is not for you. And I'd be honest with you, no disrespect. I'd be honest with you. Just do the research. You got it out there, go for it. We put it in one platform. That's the whole point. But if you know how to go about it and do it, be my guest, do it.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, maybe one tip, like whoever is interested in that, they know, okay, can check out the platform. I'll let you repeat also how to reach the platform and yourself also at the end. But I'd be curious, like maybe the number one mistake that you see, even of people who would use the platform, right, and have everything in front of their eyes, what would be that number one mistake and how to avoid it?
Overzealousness. They want to go quick and they don't actually read everything in the platform. They don't actually go through the numbers. They don't actually look at everything in its entirety. And they go quick, and then that's where they fail. If you go through the work area and go inside of the underwriting section and everything is perfect, you're getting approved.
Okay. Yeah. Makes total sense. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Ali, thank you so much for all of that. And before we hop off again, please let us know. Repeat the domain for the platform so it comes out of your mouth. Also, after I have said a couple times, and also where can somebody even reach you personally?
thescoremachine.com. is the website that we can go over there. We'll set up something with Rob, so we'll work on getting a link over to Rob, so we can get a nice package out for you guys. Anybody that listens that wants to join up, make sure that we get you guys taken care of. And then to reach me, Instagram, Never Enough Time 89. That's the Instagram handle, and then everything links out from there.
Excellent. Really appreciate that. Ali Badi, thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure having me.
Go to rockandrollyourdreams.com/podcast.